Good evening, I'm Andrea Anderson.
And I'm Beth Warden. Brian Allen is away from the desk tonight. When a loved one is laid to rest, the expectation is for the grave to remain untouched. For one group of South Dakotans, peace is not found at the burial site.
In this I-Team report, we discover the motives behind modern-day grave robbers and those who feel the pain.
A lot of cemeteries are so remote that we have somebody that, kind of checks on them regularly.
It's almost as if we're not humans.
You can actually look at this as grave robbing too.
For hundreds of years, some have had a fascination with collecting from Native American graves, keeping skeletons to study and relics as trophies. Flandreau tribal historian Gary Kills100 saw it firsthand on his father's reservation, West River.
They go out on the reservation, pitch up a tent over something, and there's a false bottom, there's no bottom in the tent, and they'll just dig and dig and dig, make believe they're camping, and they're not camping.
Professor of Anthropology and Museum Studies Holly Cusick McVeigh was asked to identify and help return belongings from one of the largest FBI raids back in 2013.
Looting and grave robbing are not a thing of the past, that this is an ongoing issue for tribes and for indigenous communities around the world.
A tip revealed missionary Don Miller of Indiana was hoarding thousands of relics in his basement. One display case labeled South Dakota.
He had what he fancied a museum set up in his basement, but he had cultural items and the remains of ancestors throughout the property in every building, every outbuilding.
Once inside, investigators were shocked to find more than Native American funerary items. They discovered a back room filled with skeletons, relatives' remains.
Throughout his life, Miller, we know, removed from sites throughout South Dakota. So his digging activities in South Dakota go way back to the late 1950s. And for many years in the 60s, it looks as though he returned every summer to South Dakota for what he considered digging expeditions, what we know to be looting and grave robbing activities.
Some who open graves and take what they desire see it as an expedition or a hobby. Others sell items on the black market for profit. No matter what the motive, the descendants of those violated, including Kyrie Dunkley, feel the pain.
And for someone to take that away and put it on display and without permission and profiteering off of it, that's just so heartbreaking.
The law to protect sacred items is the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, or NAGPRA. The penalty for knowingly possessing Native American remains or belongings can include fines and or imprisonment up to a year. Now you can see which items have been offered for return or which entities still need to comply. There is a searchable database where you can see a list by tribe or by institution. We have that link up right now at dakotanewsnow.com. And coming up later tonight, what happened to over 400 South Dakota belongings in that FBI raid? That's at 6 on Dakota News Now.